Hi there, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Steven. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today marks the 32nd anniversary of one of my favorite albums from Kiss. It is Revenge. It came out May 19th, 1992. Special album for me. This was a return to form, in my opinion. They're back with a relentless, sleazy rocker, which I knew they could deliver, and they did. Unfortunately, the album didn't live up to the expectations, I think, and it didn't sell as many copies as I thought it would. It only sold about 500,000 or 500,000 units. I thought for sure this would be a multi-platinum album, but it is 1992. Grunge has taken a foothold on video stations and radio stations across the world. So this kind of rock is not really favored anymore. So I guess they had an uphill battle with this album, but there's a lot to enjoy. First of all, Gene Simmons is back in, and delivering a set of songs that's going to knock you on your ass. Because during the 80s he was kind of iffy with his material. He was, trying to do movies, producing, wasn't really focused on the music. Here he's back and he is relentless. There's best songs since Creatures of the Night. Easily in a decade. Easily the best songs in a decade. Bob Erzwin is back behind the boards. He gave us Destroyer, but he also gave us The Elder. So I guess there's also people we're looking at. What are we getting with this album? As for the songs, like Unholy, it's a classic now for me. Take It Off is a great little sleazy rocker from Paul Stanley. Still that 80s sexual innuendos there, but it's a hard enough rocker that you kind of forget about that sexual innuendos kind of thing. That's not really, accepted anymore, especially in 1992 when, grunge was around. That kind of rock was frowned upon. Tough Love is a better song from Paul. Spit is one of my favorites. You got Paul and Gene singing together, which they haven't done in years, and I love that aspect. God Gave Rock and Roll to You. It's a cover. Great anthem from Kiss, probably one of the best of their catalog. Domino, another one of my favorites from Gene, great little bluesy number. Heart of Chrome is where I think Stanley really finds his groove on the album and decides he's hard rocking on here. Thou Shall Not is another amazing Gene Simmons track. Love it. Every Time I Look at You, in my opinion, I think it's the best ballad in the Kiss catalog, and this album failed to chart. It blows my mind to this day, but again, it's 92. The power ballad is dead. Like I said, grunge has taken over. Nobody wants to hear a power ballad. If this would have been released 5 years prior, this I think would have been a top 10 hit single for sure. Paralyzed is a grungy little number from Gene. It's not my favorite. This is the one song I don't gravitate to, but it's still good. I Just Want is another one of those Paul Stanley sexual innuendo kind of songs, but it works. Car Jam is the tribute to Eric Carr, who unfortunately passed away during the making of this album. And again, you got Vinnie Vincent co-writing with them, Bob Erzwin behind the boards. This is the album that I think a lot of Kiss fans wanted, and they gave it to us, and it failed to sell as much as I think anybody thought it was going to do. I think it's a disappointment in that regard. It didn't have the numbers, but it did chart. It did do number 6. It was their first top 10 single since Dynasty. Great little album. I think if you're a Kiss fan or a hard rock fan, search this out. Look it up. Streaming services. You can't go wrong. I think this is a great album, an underappreciated gem. But like Creatures of the Night, it found its audience. It took 20, 30 years, but there is an appreciation for that album, and I'm sure in time there's going to be a revelation of where did this album come from? How come it just went underneath the radar and it didn't do as well? I don't know why. I'm never going to know why. I think it's, like I said, grunge. Right album, wrong time. But when, like I said in other reviews, when Kiss is focused, they can deliver phenomenal albums. And this is one of them. So if you like hard rock, if you like Kiss, this is a no-brainer. Go search this out. You will not be disappointed. It's a great album. This is Steven from the Aroundtable, celebrating 32 years of Kiss's Revenge.